Hey there folks, this is DMC Jedi Man Gaming and welcome back to Powerwash Simulator. Today we're jumping into the Tomb Raider DLC. Hope everyone's been enjoying the series so far. Don't forget, if you like my content, be sure to like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to stay notified when I upload. Check out my main channel sometime if you like taste tests, trailer reactions, unboxings, and reviews. And feel free to follow DMC Jedi Man's Den on social media. I'm currently on Facebook, Twitter, Discord, and Blue Sky. Links, as always, will be in the description below. So let's get this started. Starting the recording right now. Okay. Recording has been started. Yeah, I'm very excited to start checking out the Tomb Raider DLC. I'm not sure how many jobs will get done. A lot of it will depend on our equipment and the achievements we go for and whatnot. I can't remember if Tomb Raider is one of the ones with achievements left or not. I know there's at least one DLC left. I think that there's none, and that might be it. But I don't think so. I think the Tomb Raider one has some achievements. Hold on. I'm going to take a look real quick before we really get into this. Okay. Okay, no achievements for this one. So we don't need to worry about doing anything first or second. I'm just double checking. Okay, into specials we go. Alright, where is it? There it is. Tomb Raider. So we're starting off with Croft Manor. I've been requested by my esteemed employer, Miss Lara Croft, to commission a cleaner for the exterior of her residence, Croft Manor, and have acquired your details from a mutual friend. She is soon to host a charity fundraiser for artifact reparation and wishes for the manor to be looking tip-top for all of her esteemed international guests. As you'll no doubt discover from the odd buffed brick here and there, I have attempted the task myself, but to no avail. It is simply beyond my advancing years. Please note the roof has only recently been retiled and won't require any of your attention. Miss Croft is currently recuperating in Egypt after being set upon, but will be back soon to give your handiwork the once-over. Alright. The big question is, do we have the trident nozzle? So if we do, then all these jobs should be relatively easy. I'm not going to say a cakewalk, because I do not want to have to eat my words. Even though it has the word cake in it, I doubt they'd be very tasty. Yes! I trust you have everything you need to begin work. I'll be sure to furnish you with tea and biscuits just as soon as I escape a minor predicament. It's nothing to worry about, by the way. Miss Croft likes to set me these challenges from time to time, otherwise one can get rather dull. Yeah, with the Trident nozzle, this is going to be a little easier than just if we didn't have it. Okay, hold on. I am going to get down. I want to move this. Okay, now I should be able to get a better angle on all of this. Or maybe not. At least not with the stubby gun. Let's try an extension, shall we? Okay, let's go up a level. Actually, up another level. Ah, there we are. That's that bit done. I figured I was gonna fall. Come on, up. Well, that takes care of those two. Might as well get this bit while I'm right here as well. Alright, up here again. Okay, I'm going to attempt something here. Okay, I made it over here. figure by trying to get as much of the stuff up high as I can right now. Although I will at least do the short extension. I think the short extension will give me the range I need. Okay, back to the short extension. Also, out of curiosity, you know, I know this question's being asked quite a bit later than, you know, than the start of when I started doing this, but how many people are here watching this because it got recommended to them on my main channel? Just curious about that, because I've started doing collaborations, you know, with the game, you know, between the main channel and the game channel, at least for the game channel videos, just because I have a lot less subscribers for the game channel than the main one, so I figure at least by collaborating, the people who watch my main channel will get recommended them. Now, whether or not any of them will watch them, that's another question, you know, another matter, but I am curious who is here watching this because it was recommended to them through my main channel. Okay. I think I'm going to go back to using this. At least for the moment. Come on, up the last little bit of the stairs. We're almost at 20%, which means it should be just about time for the butler to come back. Perhaps it might be judicious to say a few pertinent points whilst you work. Miss Croft is quite an extraordinary woman. She demands exacting standards both from herself and from others. If you excel, you'll meet with her generous side. If not, well, Miss Croft has an extensive and colorful vocabulary. Alright, now we'll switch to this part. Alright. Lots of flies around in here. Not in my house. I mean in the, in Lara Croft's, area. I can hear them. Like, no, 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 no. Okay, back to the top areas. Because once I've got the top done, everything that's more or less on the ground floor is going to be fairly easy to get taken care of. I wonder what the next job will be. Like, I know her treasure hoard is one of the jobs. That's probably the one I'm looking forward to the most. I know her Jeep is one. Trying to get as much of the underside of this done as I can. That way when I get up top and do the top part, that'll ding. Okay, just about for the next lore dump. Okay. I believe after this area there's just one more upper part of this building, and then everything will be the lower parts. Maybe a little more. I thought that this was like one of the last sides of this upper, except for that one, but I see a little tower area there too. Okay, good. That was the part of that I was worried I wasn't about to get cleaned. Surprisingly tough work, exterior cleaning, isn't it? It ain't so bad. I've had worse jobs. You should have seen Shrek's swamp. I got through 4 flannels in 1 brick alone. I expect you've brought some high-fangled gizmo or some other to speed up the process. Well, of course, you called me because I'm the best. Okay, back up here we go. Don't like the fact I keep hearing bees. Alright. We're getting close to halfway done with the first job, though. Okay, that takes care of the very tippy top of that bit. Yeah, I think once we're back on ground level working, the rest of this should fall in line pretty quick. Problem is, it's so big and we don't... Like, we have to use the scaffolding for this. I was gonna say, I know that window wasn't done yet. And I'm sure whatever bit of that I need to do is on the ground or the bottom area, so we'll take care of that after. Anyone here watched the most recent season of Has-Been Hotel? Because I have got the song Brighter stuck in my head. Of course, if you are a fan of Has-Been Hotel, and if you're a fan of Naruto, I do highly recommend you check out my Naruto AMV over on the main channel that uses the song Gravity. Alright, there's that little bit done. And that's why I came back over here, because I figured as much. Okay, we are at the halfway point. Alright, there's that. Okay. It's amazing how much of this was just the upper part of the mansion. Like, I'm not gonna say I haven't done anything on the ground floor, but I've done a lot more of the top, and it's accounted for almost half of this entire job. Like, I think if I had to guesstimate, I'd say we're at about 41% with the whole job. In terms of if we hadn't cleaned that thing at the very, at the bottom. Okay, there's that part done. By the time I'm done this upper part and head start on the lower, it'll be time for the next lower dump. So I imagine I'll finish this upper section up with about 57% completion, maybe 56. There we go. There, that's what I was trying to get there done. Okay. Let's move all the scaffolding out of the way. Into a spot where I can get to it. Okay, just was making sure that I'm correct in terms of that. Okay, I don't think we need the extra long extension any longer. So I'd say by the time we're done the rest of the mansion, we should be at about 80 to 90%. And by the rest of the mansion, I mean the house itself, not the duck sculpture behind me. Well, that worked. Hello. I trust Winston has extracted himself from the freezer in time to make you tea? I hope so. There are two things that always find their way out. The truth and Winston. I didn't see if there was another part to that message. Okay. Alright. We are getting there. We're an hour and 4 in. I think after this job, I'll see what the next one is. If it's either the treasure room or the Jeep, then I'll do that. If it's something else small, maybe too, but if it's another real large one, then I'll probably cap this episode with this job. This has taken a little longer than I'd like, and I'd rather not have a bunch of more 3-hour episodes, or God forbid 6-hour episodes, because those are not pleasant to put together. Especially my software doesn't sometimes like to work correctly, so if I don't get it in a smaller chunk, sometimes I have to break it up and make, okay, well, here's Powerwash Simulator episode 31 part 1, episode 31 part 2, episode 31 part 3, episode 31 part 4, episode 31 part 5, and then I have to join all the parts together to make a single episode. Like I said, not fun. Very tedious and very time consuming. Come on. Ding, you son of a bitch. There we go. At 70%, I'll take a quick break and take a drink. Please tell me you'll ding before I have to... No, you won't. There. May as well move this over to here before continuing on to the big door, because I already know I'm going to need to do that. There we go, that's that bit. Okay. I did say at 70 I'd take my drink, and I will do that now. Okay. Well. I will say I'm a little worried now, though, because the mansion itself looks like it's done. Like, yeah, I know I've got that big thing in the middle there, but I'm not sure that that's, you know, that that's a 30% amount of cleaning. You know, it would help if I actually got on that to use it to clean the top part of this. Okay. I feel like I either missed a lot of little things or there's some spot I haven't discovered yet, because I really do not see how this fountain can be another full 25% of this. Yeah, there's no way. I had to have missed something. But what? Is something else going to appear when I get this done? Did I miss an area? Did something glitch out and not count even though it cleaned? What the? Oh. I'm like, what am I backed up against? It's like, oh. Everything is done and dusted over here in Egypt, and I'll be back in England to see your handiwork very soon. Alright. Short and to the point. Ah! I probably should get all these sides done like this first before moving on to the remainder of the top. Okay. You know, it's entirely possible that these will ding before I even get the any of the top side of that done. I guess we'll find out with this one. I think I'll do the top of this wall before crouching down, just so that way I don't have to crouch down as much. Also, might just get the top of the fountain done while I'm here so I don't have to do this after. Okay, we are at 83%, so assuming that I'm to 90 by the time this wall is done, I think maybe we should be okay. Also, I don't know if I've mentioned the good news in a Power Wash episode yet, but I have figured out how to access cloud gaming on my Xbox One. So that opens up a lot of new games. I've already started Squirrel with a Gun, and once I have the money available to do so, I will get Powerwash Simulator 2. Because obviously I like this game enough where I will play the sequel for the channel. Hopefully there's some really good DLCs later on in the game's life. Of course, the one I want to see the most I think would be Ghostbusters or Star Wars. Power Rangers would be pretty cool too. And yes, Tyler, I know if a Power Rangers one comes, you won't be watching those episodes. Especially since every victory I'd probably have Tommy shouting Dragon Zord. And I think you would hate that, even though it would bring me joy. Hopefully I don't have to do too much mop up for the top. Come on, ding, because once you do, I can then get the last part of the other wall done, like so. And as long as this ding's rather quick, I can then move on to the inner wall. Alright, last 10% of this job, and I can see what the next job holds and make my decision on what I'm going to do for the episode. Okay, there's that inner wall done. I have a feeling I missed something on the mansion. Okay. That takes care of another wall. Like, once I get these walls and floors done, I should have a very good idea. Because I feel like the pedestal and the statue should be the only two things left. So if the floor, the wall gets done and nothing is, and if we don't have the, oh, you only have these three things left, then we'll know that we probably missed something. Now, I don't think I missed a lot of things over there, so I do think once this is done, we should at least know the last few things. Alright. There's the floor done, and it's not showing us a small, you know, what, 3 items, so we definitely missed something, I think. Okay, maybe a couple somethings. Hold on. I am going to try something here. Figure this should at least give me a pretty good bird's eye view of the statue, plus having this nearby will help with other things. Come on, up the thing. Switch to the extra long extension. Hold on, I have an idea. This looks like it could be... Really? Okay, well let me see if I can get the step stool. So if the step stool will work here, then... Okay, well, that's better than we had it, because that also now allows us to get over here, which means we're going to switch back to the stubby gun. That is one ugly statue. At least it's not Carpathian with the baby complex. So otherwise, I might have to assume it suffered from Carpathian kitten loss. Okay, so 2 Corbels, a Quinions, and the statue. That's all that we have left. I'm not sure exactly of the Corbels or the Quinions, but the statue, I'll get that done first, then I'll figure out where the other things are. So I was right, I did miss something on the mansion, but not too bad. on, ding. I don't want to have to go up high. Not if I can help it anyway. Okay. Looks like I'm going to have to go up here anyway, so let's do that. Okay, those are the quinions. I only missed one of them. There we go. So, what was a Corbel? You know what? Let's, okay, let's fall down and... Ah! That's what a Corbel is. Where's the other... There's the other one that needed... Okay, and now quinions. Please don't be up high. Ah! There we go. That's the job complete. Whew! That took a bit. Longer than I actually thought it would. Winston has been gushing about what a tremendous job you've done finishing his cleaning on the exterior, and I'm excited to see it for myself. You have my deepest gratitude. In fact, based on the solid intel, I think I have something else for you. Now, hold on. I'm going to go into the messages. Okay, so there was nothing else there. Alright, what would the next job be? An obstacle course and a quad bike. I'm going to take a look real quick, but depending on how big they are, I probably won't do it. Your work on the house was impressive, and I'm not easily impressed. I can almost see your dear old Rose taking her 11sies out on the western lawn. Winston was the butler even back then, apparently. Anyway, to the back of the manor you'll find my obstacle course, an invaluable training aid in periods of convalescence, and beyond it my trusty quad bike. They both suffered terribly over the years, the obstacle course at the hands of the British weather, the quad bike at the hands of yours truly. I trust you like a challenge as much as I do. So let's go see what it looks like. If it's small, then I'll do it. If it's not, then we'll leave that to the beginning of the next episode. Because we're an hour and 48 into this one. I don't want to go much farther than 2 hours. I mean, I know this job isn't going to be like a 12-minute job, but if it can be like, a half hour or less, then yeah, it might. Okay, it's not as big as the manor, but it's pretty much as long as the manor. Oh! And it goes all the way around to the side. Yeah. I'm gonna say fuck this job for now. This is way too long of one to do for right now. There's the quad bike. Okay, well, I do hope everyone enjoyed this episode. Obviously, in the next one, we'll get the obstacle course and the quad bike done. We might get the job after that done, depending on what it is and how quick this goes. But I'm expecting this is going to be at least another hour and a half job. But I do hope everyone enjoyed this episode. Till next time, this has been DMC Jedi Man Gaming, and I am signing off. Peace, everybody.